Back wall boast. Now what? In this series, we're going through some entertaining shots you can play when your opponent hits a back wall boast. This episode will be featuring a shot that I'm calling the dominance roll. At this point, if you're a Pursuit of Squash Premium member, click the link in the description to watch the extended version of this video. If you'd like to become a premium member, register at thepursuitofsquash.com for as little as $3 a month to support this channel. In squash terms, the dominance roll is a cross-court volley nick, performed so close to the front wall that the ball actually ends up rolling out of the nick behind you. You won't even see that you have won the point until you turn around. Talk about risky. A traditional cross-court nick is usually performed from the tee area in the middle of the court. It is undeniably a show of confidence in your own skill. However, if you make a mistake and miss the nick, there's a good chance that the rally will continue, as your opponent is probably out of position, considering that they hit a poor shot to set you up for the cross-court nick in the first place. The dominance roll takes the cross-court nick and dials up the difficulty factor by at least 2 points, in my eyes turning confidence into dominance. The first factor is the risk involved. If you don't roll this shot out of the nick, you are handing your opponent the point. The ball can come out directly behind you towards the tee where your opponent is standing. That's going to be a stroke all day long. The second additional factor of difficulty comes from hitting the ball on the move, feet from the front wall, aiming at a completely unfamiliar angle. I would be surprised to meet any squash player that practices hitting the nick 2 feet from the front wall. Pulling this shot off in a game demonstrates incredible adaptability and court sense. Considering all the risks involved, this might be the worst shot choice in the game of squash. As with most shots I talk about in this series, I wouldn't recommend doing this in a competitive game, but for those of us just out to have some fun on the court, definitely give this one a try. Smashing the ball into the tin is a guarantee the first few times you try this. As I mentioned before, I'll talk a bit more about the technique involved, as well as show some slow motion clips in the extended version of this video in the description below. Since this is the last video I'll make in 2018, I'd like to take a minute to thank all of the premium members on thepursuitofsquash.com who support this channel and allow me to continue making videos regularly. I really enjoy making this content in hopes of growing our sport. Also, a huge shout out to Victor Squash, who supplied me with all of the gear you see in these videos for the past year. I'll leave a link to their Instagram in the description. If you're looking for some amazing squash shoes, check them out.